Hello, chat. Good evening and welcome. I was just realizing how it's called the Manosphere, right? Like the sphere where all the men gravitate around. Meanwhile, it's called feminism. It's not called the woman sphere, huh? Yeah, anyway, Dan Sargone has been nominated as the left as one of the great thinkers of our ages, which rules upon men, it rules upon your children, and it causes great horror and concern for the women. We're going to talk about that article. We're going to talk about voice actors today, a little bit of insanity going around on Twitter. Hello, Darth Tater. Welcome to the show. Welcome, bipedal species, and anyone else tuning in. And let's see what to start with. There's a lot of interesting shenanigans afoot. Many opportunities. One of the things that I got was a criticism from a person which I assume they have ADHD, a long-time viewer. They were very upset when they contacted me in DMs. This is due to the fact that last stream I said that ADHD people can break through the conditioning with training and discipline. And this subscriber was very upset, saying that I need to study better, I need to educate myself because that's not true. And I should be more considerate towards people with ADHD. Now, what I forgot to mention is that I myself got diagnosed with ADHD when I was younger, and I got treatment for it. And the treatment didn't do shit, it just costed money, but like what did actually help was discipline. Now, this worked for me. I don't know about other people. I don't know if, every single person diagnosed with ADHD is going to improve themselves based on my findings. It's kind of like if you're in a car crash and you have a broken spine and you can't walk. Now, you can force yourself, and it's very painful, it's excruciating, but if you force yourself to try to walk, like, eventually you can. But just because you could doesn't mean other people can. But at the same time, if you don't try, if you're just complacent, if you just take the wheelchair, then you're guaranteed to never be able to walk. And so, like, my advice to people with ADHD is to try. Like, try to will yourself, fake it until you make it, like, discipline, will yourself. There's a lot of meditation techniques. There's a lot of ways where you can try and focus. To the subscriber that was upset, I don't really know why they're upset. They said, well, if this is what you learned in med school. No, what you learned in med school is that they give you a chart. And on the chart, you have, like, certain symptoms, and then you have a score point. And if the patient experiences a lot of those symptoms, and the number goes past the score, then you diagnose them with ADHD and you give them pills. That's literally what you learn at medicine. Nothing more, nothing less. And so, this is not what I learned from medicine. This is what I experienced myself. Right? Like, I was diagnosed. I was given pills. The pills didn't make me any better. It actually had really nasty side effects. I got off the pills, and then I willed myself into the correct mindset. Right? And so, again, this is my opinion. Like, just because this is my experience doesn't mean you have to share it, doesn't mean you have to do anything. It's like a by the way. This is how I felt about the issue. I don't know why people get so upset when talking about ADHD. For some reason, like, people don't get upset when you talk about diabetes. Like, someone has diabetes and you say something else that they disagree with, they don't get upset. If you talk about appendicitis and you have, like, a different opinion, people don't get upset. But when it's about ADHD, like, it's okay to disagree, I'm not saying. But I got the vibe that the individual was generally upset. And I don't know why. Like, why are you upset over our opinion? It's just my opinion. You're free to have your own. SRC Maker, when I did my master's in cybersecurity, I got acute ADHD and my doctor gave me treatment so I could finish my thesis. I was working full time. Thank you for the $25. Did the treatment help? Like, genuine question. And more importantly, did you experience side effects? Like for instance, now my translator that translated for my game, he's translating into Japanese. He too self-diagnosed himself with ADHD and went to the doctor. The doctor gave him pills. He had really nasty side effects, including suicidal thoughts. And I'm saying, look, I mean, it's on the recipe. It's on the medication. They say that you can have that. I encouraged him to try meditation, to try other things. He doesn't want to listen, and he has been offline for several days. I'm worried. But it is what it is, you know. Again, you know, when you get upset about a person having, like, different takes than you should wonder, well, why do they have those takes? Like, why are they saying that before you get upset? They sensitize industries as a form of gatekeeping. Cancer, too. They want ADHD to give them privileges. Yeah, like, here's the thing. When you go to med school, you don't... I mean, you study a lot of stuff that's interesting, but usually most things are like this. This is the illness. This is like the chart. This is the protocol. This is how you diagnose it. This is the treatment. And you gotta agree with it, you know? But then you look at real life, and you actually interact with patients. And, you know, you talk to people, and you see, like, 100 patients that have the same illness, and you start to wonder... Aren't they giving these pills a little bit willy-nilly? Like, isn't this treatment given a little bit more lax than it should? Because, like, most treatments have side effects. I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't treat illnesses with pills, but, like, there are certain illnesses that if you could treat without the pills, you would do less harm. But the pills cost money, and someone needs to make a buck, you know? And that's my take as a person that worked in hospitals. I genuinely think, and especially for mental illnesses, that the pills are being given too lax. Too lax. Like, it's way too easy. Same with hormones. Like, hormones, if it was up to me, it would be one of the last treatments that I would give when everything else fails. Right? So, like, for instance, someone has... a lack of testosterone. Immediately they give him testosterone. And I'm like, but why though? Like, have you tried getting the guy to work out first? Have you tried changing his diet, making him lose weight? Because, like, okay, you give him testosterone. That's fine. But you do realize you're increasing his risk of cancer, his risk of blood clots. Like there are side effects. And they know this. Like, but like, they will give him treatment. And that's for life. And another thing is, like, when you get testosterone, there's also a chance that your own testicles stop producing it. And so you can cause long-lasting damage. But it's just one example, you know? Testosterone prescriptions are the easiest things to get. Yeah, it's a little bit upsetting. Like the first thing that they should try is to attempt to at least change the lifestyle of the patient. Because you can raise testosterone naturally. You know, you get the person to work out, to lose weight, to change their diet. And there is a chance that they may actually increase the testosterone naturally. But it is what it is. You know, I'm just saying, like, my personal observations. And if I'm allowed to disagree with the science, because that's another thing. You know, like, science now is, like, hierarchical. And so if you're not in the field, they will ask, oh, well, are you a doctor? How do you know? And if you become a doctor, it's like, oh, are you an endocrinologist? How do you know? And if you are an endocrinologist, well, if the guide says, and it's like, well, okay, so basically you're making a system where no one can have opinions. Everyone is like a robot, right? Like, people can't have personal observations. They can't just talk to 100 patients and make their own minds. It's like, no, the guide says. Well, if the guide says, then fuck it, you're right. You know, the guide, the bureaucracy. At the end of the day, it's not about, you know, the science. It's about the system. Like, do we get to protect the system? Is the system being questioned? And the system is that you do the university, you become a doctor, and you follow the guide. There's no leeway, there's no room. You're not actually doing medicine, you're worshiping the system. Anyway, right. The guide also changes every few years. Yeah, but, like, you need to be in the position where you can change the guide. Like, if you're just, like, a doctor working in a hospital, you'll never be in the position where you change the guide. So, you gotta follow the guide. Well, the thing with not questioning the system is that the system protects you. So if you're a doctor and your patient dies or he has complications, if you say the magic word, I follow the guide, that's it, you're clean. Like, regardless of what happened, you follow the guide. Right, so, like, if you don't follow the guide, that is dangerous. Like, even if your patient is healed and he's successful, just because maybe he experienced more pain than he thought he should, like the surgery is over, but he's got like a pain in the area where he doesn't like the way the scar looks, they can sue your ass. And if you didn't follow the guide, well, tough shit. It is what it is, it's just like the way the system works. I don't know, like, if you remove the system, things would be better or worse. But I'm just telling you how it is. Like, I'm describing the actual medicine, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of people have the opinion that, okay, you become a doctor, you see a patient, it's like Dr. House. You're making a committee, you're trying to figure out what was wrong with him. No. It's not like that. You got a guide. Is that real? Sue over how a scar looks? Absolutely. You can sue for literally any fucking reason you want. Like, especially if it's an inaesthetic scar. Right? So, like, let's say you have someone cutting themselves in a glass. Right? They're in a motorcycle accident and they cut their face, okay? And they're taken to the hospital, and then an intern stitched them up. And the person says, well, the way I'm stitched up, it will never heal properly. I will always have this scar. This other doctor, had he stitched me up, it would have looked better. And you can sue for that, right? And so, like, they will look at the intern that stitched you up and be like, okay, did he follow the protocol? Did he follow the guide? If he didn't follow the guide, he's fucked. If he did follow the guide, then it's fine. It doesn't matter. SRC Maker, holy shit, another $20. V, what if the male lacks the estrogen? Also, side effects on ADHD meds, yes. It made me want to clean my entire house. Turned out this is really common. It did make me last longer in bed. It was a good side effect. Wait. Like, you got the cleanliness? Like, is that a thing? Man, I wish I had those side effects. As for making you last longer in bed, well, I guess it's nice for the missus. How would the judge even judge that? They have experts. What? Like, do you think, like, when a doctor goes to court, like, no one knows because the medicine is mysterious, and like, the judge, well, I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor, so I can't judge you. Like, no, they have a team of experts, they have a council of doctors, right? Like, there are ways that they can figure out, like, how do you think insurance is being decided? Like, there's a committee of doctors that's going to, I mean, it depends on the system from country to country, right? But, like, usually, there can be a council of doctors that are going to review the way he performed the procedure, and they're going to see if it's based on protocol or not. And if it's not adhering to the guide, then they will say to the judge, yeah, he didn't follow procedure. That's what the judge sees. Like, he doesn't understand the technicalities, doesn't know anything. And so, like, the only thing he gets is, like, a letter from the expert saying, yeah, this doctor in particular failed to follow the standard procedure because such and such. That's it. Means you're fucked. You have a scar because I wouldn't wait for hours for a plastic surgeon. Dude, people can sue for literally anything. You have no idea how petty people are in real life. See, like, this is one of the shocking things that you get. Because you have, like, one thing in your mind, and you think that people behave one way. And then when you actually interact with real human beings, with people in real life, you realize that, okay, most people are normal. Most people are decent. But if you're dealing with, like, 500 people a month, out of those 500, you will get, like, 5% of people that are absolutely inhumane. For whatever reason, like, they can sue you for just wanting to get money off of you. Even if you heal them, even if you save their life, if they can get money out of you, there will be 5% of people in those 500 that will do literally anything they can in order to take cash from you. And I kind of understand their side as well. I'm not unreasonable. Like, let's say, they actually do get a nasty scar. And their girlfriend is shocked, their family is upset. And so, like, maybe another doctor or an acquaintance goes like, dude, like, why did he stitch you like that? Like, he should have stitched you differently. Like, if I was to stitch you, you wouldn't have had this scar. You wouldn't have problems right now thinking that your girlfriend is going to leave you. You should sue. You should sue and you should get another doctor with that money. And they will, right? And so, no, like, if you think that people won't do that, you haven't met people. I have a good scar because my arm caught the corner of a block of wood in woodworking class. It didn't even hurt that much. It's a cool looking scar. It depends on the scar, right? Usually if it's a scar on the face and you're a young person, a lot of people will be upset. Like for instance, if you go to your mother-in-law, right? Like you have a girlfriend and her mother sees you and you have a scar on your face, like they may not like that. But usually, especially in a country like from Eastern Europe, if you have a scar on your face, like people may be less likely to hire you and give you jobs that require you to interact with people, right? So like if you have a marketing job, if you're interacting with customers or anything like that, kiss your ass goodbye, right? Like if you have like a nasty gash on your face, yeah, it's like if it's visible and it looks nasty, you may actually not be allowed to get jobs. If it's a scar on your elbow or if it's like, you know, hidden, like no one fucking cares, right? But if it's visible, if it's on your face, yeah, good luck with that. You have 4 scars on your face. Jesus fucking Christ. I used to hear women like scars on the face. It depends on the woman. And it also depends on the scar, how big it is. Like, we shouldn't stereotype. Anyway, I saw this on Twitter, which is fascinating. So, you have this person which is asking for a voice actor, right? So like he is casting for I don't know if it's a video game or whatever the fuck. It's a project, right? Like it's a project and he is looking for 3 or 4 voice actors to play townspeople in an upcoming episode. Right. So basically like a YouTube thing, right? Like a short film. Short animated film. So he's looking for 3 to 4 voice actors to play townspeople. And so he wants 4 to 5 lines per role. He wants the quality of the audio to be clean. And he's willing to pay $15 per role. Now, I just want to say, 4 to 5 lines. That's like 5 minutes worth of work. Like 3 to 4 lines. And you get $15. This is not unreasonable. $15 for 5 minutes, right? So how much would you get in an hour? It's like, well, like 180? I'm doing it off the top of my head. 180, 160, kind of like that. That's insane. And then it's like, pays voice actors what their work. Sounds fun. Now that I read the 2 lines you say, townspeople, but give no motivation for the scene. We can sound desperate or blah, blah, blah. Your motivation is that you're just an ordinary and generic background NPC. It's not really meant to be a super nuanced part. Just a little fun throwaway to get the flavor. Like literally, just like read the fucking lines. Do a dry reading script. It's not fucking complicated, right? Just do a dry read. That's what it's called in the professional industry. A dry read. You're an NPC. You're right. Like you're not going to be the star of the show. $15 per roll. $15. Fuck off. Call your mom or pals. Offer her $15. Oh my god, $15? $100. 100 minimum. 100 would be 100. $100. 100. This is why I don't work with people in the West. This is why I just translate my shit into Japanese and hire Japanese voice actors. They don't fucking care. They will take your $15 and say arigato gozaimasu. I seriously, like, if you don't want it, don't take the job. But why are like $100, $100, me greedy, I'm a greedy Westerner with morality. Gonna look at your Twitter to see if you're an immoral person while I ask for the $100. These are small business owners, right? Like, do these voice actors lack empathy? Like, can you not put yourself in the shoes of the person creating? Like, let's say you're creating a video game, right? If you're playing $100 for each NPC, how much would it cost for 30 NPCs, you fucking dumbass? It's like 4 or 5 lines. Okay? Like, learn some fucking manners. Their parents are to fucking blame. I would want to just slap their parents. I would be like, why'd you educate your child? Why'd you unleash him upon the world? Such a fucking rude, chicken little shit. Number one, you negotiate in DMs. You don't negotiate in the public. You don't, $100, $100. You go in private and you negotiate. Because, like, I get it. You know, like, maybe some voice actors don't want to waste their time for $15. Why? Well, okay, you get like $15, PayPal takes a cut, your credit card takes a cut. Fine, you know, like, I get it. And you would want like $100 minimum, as in, give me $100 worth of work, right? Like, give me more work so it can justify, like, me recording. Like, that's reasonable, you know? Like, that's fine. If you want, like, for instance, more lines, you want more voice lines, you say, look, I have, like, I'm like a taxi, you know? Just starting the engine costs money. So, like, I want, like, a bare minimum. If you're not giving me $100 worth of work, I'm not taking it. That's fine. But, like, even then, you see what this guy needs, and secondly, like, this guy is not using AI. Like he could literally use AI if he wanted, because, like, let's be honest, it's background characters, right? Like, he's not hiring a secondary character or something with a lot of lines, and you're being just like $100. You're representing your entire fucking profession, dumbass, in a time when there's a huge controversy about you getting replaced. And your image is like $100 bill, $100. You know, am I wrong here? Am I? No, like, it's not like $100 for like a few minutes of work. Maybe they don't know what they want to say. Maybe they say, look, if I'm going to record, then I need to be like, you need to commission me a minimum fee. And that's reasonable, right? Like, there are a lot of voice actors that do this. Like, they don't want to waste their time, and they will be like, okay, look, give me enough lines, like, give me enough script to justify $100. And usually, like, voice actors, they charge per letter. Or, sorry, that's with the Japanese, right? Like, they charge for kanji. But, like, in the West, they will have something like 6 cents per word, right? And then you count the number of words in your text, and you see how much the voice actor is going to charge you. And so, like, okay, 6 cents per word. 3 to 4 lines, they may say, you know what? You're just wasting my time. I'm not going to take this commission. I got other commissions. Like, a professional voice actor can say, look, I need to get into the mindset. I need to get into the role. Maybe for me, it takes more than a couple of takes. If you want me to work for you, you gotta commission at least $15. That's fucking reasonable, right? That's reasonable, but you do it in private. You don't go on $100. I need $100. Hey, fuck off. And honestly, Western voice actors, 90% of them abso-fucking-lutely suck. They don't do voices. They do just like normal script reading. And then they look into your social media. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh, I saw your take on Assassin's Creed. Oh, you don't worship Yasuke? You don't worship Yasuke? You talked about Assassin's Creed in a negative light? Well, I can't work for you because you're a fucking bigot. Fascist Nazi. Fascist bigot. I'm going to tell everyone not to work with you. Fascist Nazi. Fascist. Why would I even subject myself to that shit? Why would I allow someone to ruin my fucking zen? And to deal with this type of attitude, which is built around the generation of their parents that were incapable of educating their kids to behave in society. Well, it's also the mentality, right? Like there's the mentality of people that well, it's like a job, right? So like I need to get paid the living wage, so it's like $100 bill, $100. It's like, all right, it's a gig industry. You do this secondary to another job unless you're really famous. And even if you're really famous, that doesn't justify you being a cheeky little shit. I mean, it reflects poorly on everyone else that is in your profession. And then when someone goes like, you know what, I'm going to use AI, people will be like, well, it's understandable. I wouldn't deal with those people either. The TikTok lady could do a better job. The Ancient Robe was right about the actors. I'm actually curious what the Ancient Robe had to say. Art is something people pay for if they like it. No, I disagree, man. I disagree. I think like art in general is a business. And, you know, you have your prices. And you build them around something. Like, for instance, for artists, they will say a doodle costs $30. A sketch costs $60. Full color, $90. Color and environment, $130. Full shading and everything and the bling, $150, right? So, like, they put their prices and based around, like, how much people commission. Like, if they're being commissioned a lot, they raise the prices. If they're running out of customers, they lower the prices. But you do these negotiations in private. And there are artists that, for instance, don't want to draw certain things. Like, there are artists that will say, I don't want to draw gay shit. I don't want to draw not safe for work. I don't do gore. I don't do mecha. You know, like, there's a lot of artists that have these preferences. Which is fine, you know, but, like, you state them. And then it should be, like, an understanding that you're negotiating in private so you don't look like an unhinged psychopath. $100, the dollar bill, $100. Lowest class of society, paid liars. Jesus, is that why they wear masks? If you want 15 minutes of voice acting as Villager, it is fair to ask what the context will be taking place. Well, literally, that's what he did, right? Like, he literally just said, I need a couple of NPCs as background noise, so I'm willing to pay $15 for 3 to 4 lines so that he can recycle them. And it's like, that is more than enough. And not to mention, like, if you need 3 and 4 NPCs, you can just get 1 or 2 people and just have, like, different voices. You just make funny voices and there you go. Anyway, let's look at Don Sargon. $100 rate for 5 minutes is $8.34. Yeah. They wanted $100 for an hour. Either that or they don't know how to express themselves and they said, you know, minimum 100. But even then, like, minimum 100, like, get the fuck out. If you're able to be terminally online on Twitter, you're not that fucking busy. You don't have that many customers. If you can have, like, so much fucking time to bitch on Twitter, you can't justify that your schedule is that busy that you don't get out of bed for less than 50. Come on. Manosphere influence on youth. Why did they put Don Sargon as a Manosphere influencer? The man doesn't like anime. He doesn't understand the male youth. Why would he? Give me a couple of seconds. I need to find the article first. Because I really hate it when people don't link the article and they just link the picture, you know? There we go. I found it. Manosphere influence on youth is no new phenomenon. This is under the artificial moral panic that the United Kingdom has created based on a Netflix fictional product. Like they unironically believe that a kid stabbed a guy because influencers on YouTube. When I say that the United Kingdom is the clown car of world politics, I'm not kidding. They also freaked out over a Steam video game that's adult. And they didn't freak out about the content, because initially I thought that they're freaking out about the content of the game. No. Like, when you actually read the reason they freaked out is because children can play it. And I'm like, hold on a little bit. How the fuck can children play an adult game on Steam? Like, first off, you need to when you create your account, you need to create an account that's over the age of 18. Which, okay, fine. Maybe some people, they like to lie. But then you also need to go into the settings, and you need to click the fact that you want video games that are not safe for work to be displayed. And it's pretty fucking niche. Like you need to be aware of the setting, because it's not really explicit. Like you need to really want to find naughty video games in order to click the setting. And then you also need a credit card. So, like, they're worried it's like, well, children can play not safe for work games. It's like, okay, I didn't know that 5-year-olds can have credit cards. And if a 5-year-old has a credit card, maybe the parent is to blame. And if instead of children, they mean teenagers, well, then maybe the parent that gives the credit card to the teenager should also look at the bank account. Because that's called parenting. And by the way, like, if you're like that level, if the teenager is willing to install the game, right, is willing to click on the option to display those games, is willing to have a credit card in order to pay, I'm pretty sure they can figure out how to torrent, you dumb fuck. The reason that they're doing this, because this is what pisses me off, it's not even about porn. No, it's about control, right? Like, they want digital ID. That's what Britain wants. And they're, like, very open about pushing it, you know, digital ID, to normalize the concept. And so, it's the same thing with the youth show, the adolescent show on Netflix, right? Like, they don't really care about kids. What they want to care is control. Like, they want to purge the internet. They're pushing for Ofcom legislation to ban stuff on the internet that's legal but offensive. And they want to ban it everywhere, right? Like, the way they want to ban it is, like, let's say you have a website, Gab AI. I think, yeah, like, Gab AI and Kiwi Farms actually got into problems with this. They got contacted by the British government. I'm not kidding. Like, the British authorities contact them. And they basically said, well, we noticed that you have a significant number of British citizens on your website, so we're going to have to ask you to start moderating it. And so I think Gab told them to go fuck themselves, but then they started attacking anyone that does business with Gab. So, like, the UK government was saying, look, if you do this, then every single asset, every single dollar that you have in a British bank, we're going to seize as a fine for you breaking British law, even if you're an American company, right? If any of your money go through our country, we're going to seize it. And any company that does business with you, we're going to treat the same. And so I think, like, Kiwi Farms basically banned the entire United Kingdom from their website. I don't know what Gab did, but I do know that BitChute also got into problems with them. And they basically said, if you're from Britain, you can upload on our website, but other British people can't see it. So, like, they too banned the UK. And this is coming after the British Prime Minister was also, sorry, not the British Prime Minister, but the British government was also pushing for Apple to remove all of its encryption to allow the British government to be able to spy on the Apple cloud. Like this means that any single person around the planet Earth that has access to Apple and has, like, anything in the Apple cloud, the British government wants to see it without a court order, without the person being suspect for anything, right? Like, they want to have the ability to see what's going on. And they did this with one of their legislations, which basically wouldn't have allowed Apple to make this request public. And they wouldn't even be able to challenge it in any court. Like, they would have to basically, like, make an appeal to another secret court. I haven't really found out what happened with that, but, like, I assume someone did blow the whistle if it went into the press. But, like, the British people are going fucking insane with the level of crackdown on internet censorship. Like, they're acting like they own the fucking internet, right? So, like, they're leveraging their British political power in order to try to censor the internet. And this is the whole thing with adolescents, right? This is why they're going after Sargon of Akkad. Because it's open fucking season. It's the clown car or world politics is what it is. They're just trying to destroy Carl's reputation early because if he gets into politics, he might be successful. The system doesn't like that. I don't know if this is like just like trying to destroy his reputation, because like his reputation is already ruined after the joke, right? The rape joke, as they called it. No, I think this is fear-mongering. I think they want women to be afraid. Like, be afraid. Okay. Your child, when he enters the online space, he will find dangerous things. Okay. Meanwhile, they're teaching them LGBT shit at school, you know? They're teaching them, like, before the ABCs, they're making sure that the kid knows the LGBTs. A lot of social justice and leftist bullshit at schools without any sort of right-wing counterbalancing. But like, oh, the internet, be afraid. And it's like, okay, right. So, you know, people use the internet for 2 decades and they're fine. But all of a sudden, the problem is now. The internet is dangerous and scary. Just fucking ban the kids, man. Just fucking ban the kids. You know, make it so that if a kid uses the internet, the parent gets in trouble. Should be like fucking child abuse. I'm not even kidding. Kids don't belong on the internet. There is absolutely no advantage for a kid to be on the internet. None whatsoever. Go outside and play. Download Prince of Persia and MS-DOS on a laptop and do that, because I did it in my childhood. Fucking play Diablo 2 and shut the fuck up. And like, this whole idea, we need to protect the children, so we need an ID verification badge on the internet. How else? We need to look at Apple. Apple, open up the doors to your encryption. We need everyone to know to protect the children. Just ban the fucking children then. Ban them. I'll watch later. Well, Jesus, holy shit. Like, thank you for $45. My husky is complaining that I didn't take him for his daily drive to Starbucks. You want me to send a Karchik vlog video of him having his pop for your stream? Not for the stream, but you can send it to me. They would need the internet ID. No, like, people genuinely don't think about the implications, right? Like, a lot of people are saying, yeah, you know what? ID laws to see pornography is a great idea. Okay, fine. You know, you start with, like you normalize the issue. You start with Pornhub. No one complains, right? You start with OnlyFans. No one complains. But then you're going to say, well, hold on a little bit. Like, there's porn on Discord. There's porn on Twitter. Let's make people have to use ID to sign up to those. And then there's porn on Google. Like, you can use Google search, right? Like, a kid could use Google search and type big breast milkers, etc. Press enter. Oh, they can find it there. And so, like, all of a sudden you realize, oh, now we're adopting the Chinese system. Because, like, this system already exists on Earth, right? Like, it's simple. And then you don't have internet anonymity. Which I have a feeling is going to happen anyway, so fine. You know what? Fine. Normalize the concept. It's okay. It's okay. Require ID for every single internet access thing. Just do it. Until people don't get what they want, they're not happy. So give people what the fuck they want. You know, they want the internet anonymity to be gone. Fine. It's not even the parents, it's the safetyism culture, where you need to have maximum safety and you have maximum pearl clutching, and we need to hyper-analyze literally every single thing. And then you end up with concepts like the Brits are saying, legal but offensive, right? So, like, it's legal but offensive. And the government gets to demand what offensive is. You can't find anything on Google search. You can go into the options and pull a switch. Like, there are a couple of options on Google search. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, I use just either Grok Grok is good. ChatGPT as well. Like I use their search functions now. Now like the Google search engine for me is it's unusable. I just can't find the shit I want to find. It's like protect the kids is a backdoor portal for internet ID. No, like the interesting thing, because I actually watched like the British politics from the beginning. They had like this initiative called Reclaim the Internet, and that's when they were basically really upset about trolls, and they were really upset that they wouldn't know which person is saying what. And so like they were pushing for the idea of an internet ID to end hate speech. And it was incredibly unpopular, and people were saying that like this violates free speech. And so they quietly withdrew that, and they came a couple of years later talking about porn license. Like if you want to watch porn, you gotta pay a license, and the license would have your personal information and shit. Now again, I don't know like what sane person would be okay with that, given the fact that it would be like prime real estate blackmail material. Like if a person just watches even vanilla porn, like nothing spicy, nothing out of the ordinary, just like vanilla porn, and it's leaked to the public, like let's say, you know, the company gets hacked. Like the company doesn't even do the blackmail, but like their database gets hacked. What, can we just imagine the scandal? And they will say, well, yeah, but like that's going to ruin the porn industry. No, it's not. It's $1 billion industry. Like everyone fucking watches it, you know? And so it wouldn't be $1 billion industry if no one watched, especially when most things are free. So you're not destroying it. You're just driving it underground. You know, you're going to have more torrents and shit. But like the internet ID is going to remain on the internet. Like that shit is going to stay. Even if there would be no more porn sites, like the once it's normalized. Like just so you understand why I'm saying this. I remember when I was playing World of Warcraft back in the day. The Blizzard company wanted to come up with a novel idea to link your Facebook to your Battle.net account. Now, back then, no one would use their real name online. Like, that was part of the culture. Don't use your real name. Don't give out personal info, because the internet is nasty. And so, they would use, pseudonyms and shit like that, and they would troll, right? Like, oftentimes, they would go online and they would be cheeky little shits. And so, Blizzard was like, if we link their Facebook ID to the account, then people would troll less. When obviously, you know, like, first of all, that would have been really easy to bypass. Just create a new Facebook account. Like, no one is going to check, right? Just make a new Facebook account, link your new trolling account to that. No one fucking cares. But the principle pissed people off. Like, the very idea that you're required to link your personal data to your video game account, it pissed people off so much, they started boycotting, and Blizzard actually backpedaled. And Blizzard was like a very famous, a very popular company at the time. They were almost as popular as Steam. But like, that was the mindset then. What is the mindset now? Now the mindset is like, no one fucking cares. You know, like, people would go and they would treat an AI as a personal psychologist and just like, you know, use ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT literally everything and connect their own phone number to that. You know, they may tell ChatGPT that they're cheating on their spouse, that they committed the crime, whatever the fuck, you know? And they're linking their phone number to that because people don't even care about personal info anymore. And it's going to get to the point where, yeah, you know, I do think that you're going to eventually have to show ID to log on the fucking internet. Give it like 20 years, 30 years, like, people are that stupid, they covet it, they demand it. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna get it. I went through the trouble of making a Battlefield account on PlayStation 3 just to play one match to get 10 shot, no deaths, and live forever. Well, the thing with Steam is that Steam actually still has your personal info. It has your credit card, right? Like when you buy a game on Steam, you link your credit card, so like they do have your real name. Unless you're playing with you're paying with someone else's credit card. No, like Steam also has no anonymity. If someone like wants to find out, like if a government entity wants to find out like whose Steam account this is, they can. Like your credit card is connected, and usually like the credit card, right, like has the name visible, and so and the invoice as well, right? Like it requires an invoice and a credit card. So no, they do know who you are. The thing with Steam, though, is that even if Gabe passes away, you're still going to have the advantage that there's a lot of European laws which prevents them from like banning people for no reason. Like the game library is what will protect you, right? So it's a market. It's not like a social media place. And so because it's a market, they can't just automatically ban you. They can't just automatically do shit to you. Because there's a lot of laws in Europe that would basically get them sued. Canada, EU, Australia want to have the same system of control like Russia and China. I don't even know if Russia has a system of online control, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I know for sure China does. I thought that Russia is a little bit more backwards when it comes to technology, like digital technology, but I may be wrong. Oh yeah, like Steam can collect a lot of data. like Steam can harvest your computer specs. It can harvest your IP. It can harvest based on your credit card, your invoice. Like I don't know why people are saying in the chat that like Steam provides anonymity. No, like Steam absolutely does not provide anonymity at all. But this is not even about anonymity, right? This is about just not linking your personal information when you're using a website. Like, I don't want to link my ID to any website at all, ever. And it's not because, like, I'm afraid or anything. Like, I just don't want to normalize the practice. You know, like, during the pandemic, there were a lot of times when people had to speak out. And there's a lot of times when the government cracks down on a certain topic and you want people to speak out. And so if you are making it so that everyone is known and everyone, okay, so like look what's happening in the UK. In the UK, you have like right-wing protests, and immediately the police doesn't crack down on the protests, but they descend on the protest leaders. And so like, okay, in the future, if you have a government that is pushing for a policy you don't like and you complain on the internet, well, now they have your ID, they know exactly where to go. Why would I want to empower the government like that? Do I have the same ability to check on politicians? Do I have the ability to know, like, okay, what are the accounts of these politicians? What did they say online and in private? I want to know. Why can't they know about me and I can't know about them? I want to know everything about the Glowies. I want to know every single agencies, the name of the agents, where they're working, what they're doing, you know? If they have nothing to hide, they have nothing to fear. Anyway, yeah, they know where you are, but like the thing with the IP is that they only know the house, right? Like they know the house that has the computer. The thing with the ID, now they know exactly which person used the computer. Let's go to Sargon of Akkad because we went on a little bit of a tangent. It must be at least 15 years ago when I first encountered a wannabe pickup artist. Okay, so now Sargon of Akkad is not just in the Manosphere. He is a pickup artist. Or maybe, hold on, maybe she's not talking about Carl yet. She was in Glasgow, and the context was the aftermath of a speed dating night. Online dating sites existed, but they were viewed with healthy suspicion. I doubt anyone present owned the smartphone. And she says, excuse me, are you negging? He looked stunned. It clearly had not occurred to him that anyone, let alone a random eavesdropping woman, would cotton on to what he was up to. He was trying to do was make a subtle dig, a negative comment, in the hope his target would take the bait and seek to prove him wrong by engaging further. Okay, I can explain the pickup artist industry, if you will. The problem that a lot of men that were in the 90s, like the 90s generation, the problem that they faced is that you have a society that's abolishing gender as a concept, right? Gender norms. And so men were encouraged to be more feminine. And if you did that, you know, if you became meek, if you became like the good office drone, if you respected milady, and you did like literally everything that society taught you, you realize that you're alone. Like no woman likes you, no woman is interested, you're radioactive to pussy. And so, men don't want to be alone. Now feminists try to make this about sex, but it's not about sex. Like, imagine you're alone and you want to hang out and you go into a park and you see other couples holding hands, you see couples kissing. You want that. You want to experience that. But you can't, and you don't know what you're doing wrong. Like, you're a straight-A student, you're looking around, you're not committing any crime, you're not doing anything bad, you're not a vulgar person, you're not a creep, and yet you're alone, right? And so what was the solution for those men? They would go to pickup artists. And pickup artists, a lot of them were grifters, a lot of them were scammers, and they will tell you shit that, like, kind of sounds good, but in reality isn't. Like, for instance, what she's describing here. Go to a woman and pick up on a flaw that she has. Make fun of her. And all of a sudden, like she is respected and asked by all these guys. But because you are the only one that makes fun of her, all of a sudden you become interested. Like, it makes sense logically, kinda, I guess, but it doesn't work. And it's embarrassing. But, like, the pickup artist would ask for money, would ask for donations, right? So he's selling snake oil. But I would never, ever be upset at the guys that are doing this because it's like a level of innocence. They're desperate and they want to improve. Like they tried the self-improvement. Like, in a world where no one is giving them advice, they notice, okay, shit, like, something is wrong with me. What do I do? How can I become better? And they're trying to get help. Where are they getting help from? They're getting a pickup artist, because, like, okay, well, maybe this guy is going to teach me how to be a better man. And so, like, there was, like, this vindictiveness towards, like, men and pickup artists. And some pickup artists weren't bad. Like, not all of them were grifters. Like, there were pickup artists that were like, okay, you need to get a hobby. You need to go to the gym. You need to build some self-esteem. You need to, respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, how do you expect others? Like what women want in a man is a man that commands respect. You need to be like that, like things that make sense. But feminists would view that as evil. They would be like, you're... His response confirmed the suspicion. He knew exactly what I was referring to, and that was exactly what he was doing. He really shouldn't have been so confident of getting away with it. It's kind of funny, like, basically she actually knew the pickup artist, and this guy is like, oh, excuse me, are you doing the pickup artist thing? And him instead, like, laughing and playing it cool and being like, yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie, look, I'm really desperate, I'm trying to self-improve, I'm doing everything, I'm just checking if this works. Apparently not, I met the only fucking woman in this place that actually watches the same pickup artist that I do. I guarantee he would have gotten late that night if he did what I said, but he didn't, and instead... it was about 10 years ago when I first heard the pseudonym Sargon of Akkad shouted in my ears, scrawled onto a business card that was handed to me by a guy as he waited to order drinks in a nightclub. The account was run by Carl Benjamin, far-right anti-feminist provocateur, who went on stand as a UKIP candidate. His videos have been viewed more than 15 million times, but he deleted most of them after YouTube removed his ability to make money from his platform. Well, how would you deal with a system that bans shit retroactively? Like when you make the video, you're following every single rule, you're following every single guideline, and then YouTube adds a new rule, and it goes back through all the videos. Like, are you going to stay and manually check every single video to see it? No. You're just going to ban everything. You're just going to delete all of them. And Sargon wasn't the only one. Like, there were a lot of YouTubers that did this. Like, what are you going to do? Like, new rule. Don't show guns in videos. I mean, right? Like everyone starts like, well, I upload like 5 videos a day. Did I show gun in any? I don't fucking know. I'll just delete all of them. Oh, that happened in that fateful day when Sargon of Akkad made the joke. Let it be known in history, etched in blood, the book of grudges, write it down. He went after Jess Phillips, a person in our leadership that was so weak and vulnerable, and he attacked her. Let it be known, 2019, the year of the Lord, when he went on Twitter. Yeah, the provocateur provoked. Oh my god. Who would have known? The provocateur provoked. Do you know why he provoked her, by the way? I even know why he did it, and no one mentions it. It's because that's when Jess Phillips had the campaign Reclaim Our Internet, and she was basically suggesting that the internet needs to be policed and her dissenters banned. If that is not worthy of a little provocation, I don't know what is. Like, what exactly should a politician do in order to get a provocation from the public? Huh? Like at what level do we actually go, you know, maybe this politician is going a little bit too far. Maybe we should throw a joke at them. Maybe we should just throw a little bit of humor so that they can remind that they're not gods. They're not the aristocracy. You know, throw a tomato, a metaphorical one on Twitter. Just throw a tomato. No, you can't. A hate mob has been stirred up against me. Again, a politician is getting backlash from the public, is getting criticism, right? Like the way she's describing, you would think that there were people with pitchforks and torches in front of her door. None of that happened. Like, she got a little bit of backlash on the internet. That's it. And she even said at the time that she doesn't even care. Like, it didn't hurt her. But then the media, when Sargon ran for EUMP, all of a sudden she's like, oh, goodness. Yeah, those traumatic days, I remember them very well. In 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter, and Sargon of Akkad account was reinitiated. Nice how they don't mention that the British government was requiring certain accounts to be banned. Free speech. Well, it's Britain. At this point, I no, seriously, unironically, I treat Britain the same as I treat China when it comes to citizens' privacy and rights. It's like an extension. It's trying to emulate the other system. There's nothing new about teenage boys feeling aggrieved about not being able to get girlfriends. What the fuck does this have to do with teenage boys trying to get girlfriends? Like, okay, so let's go back to the article. She's basically talking about how she went to a club, and at that club, she had a meeting with a guy that was influenced by a pickup artist, and the guy made fun of her because that's what the pickup artist told her to do. And then she changes the subject, and she talks about Carl Benjamin, and she says that, okay, so this guy was running for UMP, and he made an offensive joke to Jace Phillips. And now she's talking about teenagers and girlfriends. Like, why did you insert Carl into the story? Carl is not a pickup artist. He's not telling young men how to behave. He's a provocateur. Like, even you say here, like, right? Like, his PhD is in provocation. And the provocateur provoked an EUMP. How is... My goodness. I'm no anthropologist, but the darkest corners of the internet. It's not the darkest corner of the internet. Like, it's not on the dark fucking web, right? Like, it's not on some obscure website. I bet you don't even know the dark corners of the internet. He was on fucking Twitter. Holy shit. These men are out there in the wild. And it's been clear for me. Again, imagine if a man said, those women are out there in the wild. Online content is negatively shaping how men think about women and making them feel like their anger and resentment can be harnessed into legitimate popular action. Right, so you're basically saying, like, this is another thing that blows my mind. Men don't actually go out at all. Like, they don't experience people in real life. They don't talk to women in real life. That their entire experience is the computer. Well, if their entire experience is the computer, why are you worried? They're not going out. They're not going to interact with you, right? Like, they're just sitting at home and watching YouTube videos and Twitter political commentaries. They're harmless. Or, they're not harmless. They actually go out and they interact with real women. And so your justification is probably, well, those real women probably act horrible in real life, and that's the real problem. There was no such thing as looks-maxing communities in which men brutally assess each other. Yeah, again, men were desperate because feminists were creating a culture of demasculinization which caused a loss of attraction. Because opposite attracts, right? Like, imagine a society that that is promoting masculine women. Like every single woman is to have like short, a buzz-shaved haircut. They need to look like a social justice activist, basically, right? Incredibly arrogant, incredibly loud, incredibly disrespectful, incredibly opinionated, never negotiating, right? Imagine that society. Now, in that society, those women would notice that they're not getting the type of men they want. Like, they would notice that the Chads, they're not going out with them, and they don't know why, because, like, they're doing everything they were told, right? Like, society told them to behave like that, and they are behaving like that, and yet nobody likes them, and so they're confused. And if that was to happen, well, they would go to pickup artists, and they would try to figure out, like, whatever works. And so there was a time when looks maxing was a thing, right? Because, like, men were trying literally anything. Last month, a group of 5 Canadian academics published an article, When Help is Harm, Lookism and Self-Improvement. Oh my fucking God. Why do people need academics? Do you not have parents? Do you not have, like, actual examples in your life? Is this how human beings work? No, seriously, when you were a teenager, like, did you subscribe yourself to academic journals to learn, it's like, how to eat properly? You know, like, how do I, where do I put the fork? Where do I put the spoon? How do I behave when I enter a McDonald's? Where do I, like, what is the academic paper that tells you how to do the grocery bill? Ordering online, academics say, what do researchers think about ordering Uber Eats? Traveling with a cab, what do researchers say? Is this how you spend your life? Because I didn't. The pipeline gone from self-improvement, health, and fitness for aspiring entrepreneurs is the most toxic content on the internet. It's easy for parents to say my son wouldn't get involved in any of this awful stuff. But then 2 young men I encountered years ago were someone's sons, young men I've spoken to recently, say the content finds its way onto the feeds of their friends. Oh my fucking God. Well, why aren't you telling them how to interact with it, huh? Like, why don't you make an article where you tell men how to be attractive towards women? You would make millions. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you can find a way to teach men how to be attractive, like how can they make themselves like for women, you would make millions of that right now. There's a huge demand for this. Like, men are craving for this info. No, you're not doing that. Instead, it's like, oh, Macabre Benjamin. Oh, my goodness. Information bad. Oh, no. My son can be exposed to information and there's nothing I can do. I'm so desperate. The only thing possible is censorship. More censorship. That's the only thing that keeps me safe. You know what's more interesting, though? Like, all these people bitching and whining about the internet. I actually lived in a time before the internet. Do you know what was before the internet? Your kid could get out of the house. Like, that was, like, usually the thing. Like, most kids, you know, there was no internet. There was no Discord. There was no Skype, no MSN. Like no, you actually went out and you left the house at around 4 p.m. and you came back at around 11. Your parents had no fucking idea what you were doing. You had no cell phone to be contacted. It was a lot more dangerous for parents. You generally didn't know what your kid is doing. Where he is, who is he talking to, is he doing any drugs, is he committing crime? You didn't fucking know. If the cops would have come and asked the parents, like, where's your kid? I don't fucking know. He's probably going to come back at 10 or 11. And like, okay, like, that was real danger and people didn't freak out as much. People didn't treat it like, oh my goodness, the end of the world. Now, you can literally just give your kid a laptop with an app that just sends on your phone literally what he is doing in real time. Like, he wouldn't even know that you're watching him, right? And you have like a call to home app on his laptop and you can see in real time who he's talking to, what he's purchasing, what he's browsing, what video games he's playing. You can do that. You have like more control over your family than ever before, and yet the hysteria is at record high, and you have to wonder why that is. Anyway, right. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you for watching the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.